Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review on the album Voice of the Cult by the band Chastain. I don't know much about this band or much about their albums. I just recently discovered this band with this album. I do know that this was released in 1988, and I do know that this is their second album. I don't know. I think their first album was released in 1985, but I don't know the name of it. But I'm pretty sure this is their second album. Um, yeah. Also, the band members. One thing to note is this is one of the very few bands, especially from back in the 80s, that featured one of the very few metal bands that featured a female vocalist. Especially, it was very rare back in the 80s. Yeah, so the band members. I'm gonna probably mispronounce a lot of these names. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with pronouncing names, especially last names. But whatever. I do the best I can. Actually, I'm gonna turn on my lamp. It's getting kind of dark in here. There we go. That's better. All right, so band members. All right, so David T. Chastain on guitar. This is a hard name to pronounce. First name. Hold on. Lethier Lorraine on lead vocals and backing vocals. Mike Schermerhorn on bass and backing vocals, and Ken Mary on drums. But yeah, like I said, this was released in 1988. Okay, so first off, the first track, Voice of the Cult, the title track. I really like this song. It starts off with sort of a melodic intro. It has consists of like the melodic intro, like the guitars, but also like synths and keyboards. It's very melodic, but very almost. I don't want to say futuristic, but it almost has like sort of I guess a somewhat sci-fi vibe to it, kind of. I don't know how to describe it, but it has a pretty cool vibe to the intro of the song, and then the actual song kicks in, and it's really really good. Definitely one of the best songs on the album, the title track. But yeah, I love that song. Next up, track number 2, "Live Hard." My favorite song on the album. It has that sort of a very punky vibe to it, like almost like a early Iron Maiden, like certain like for example, early Iron Maiden songs from the Paul Di'Anno era have like that really interesting mix of sort of like punk rock fused with heavy metal. That's kind of what this the second track kind of sounds like, and I do really really like that. But yeah, "Live Hard" is really sort of fast paced, sort of punky metal type song. The vocals on it are especially really interesting. How the singer goes from more punky kind of vocals to a more traditional heavy metal type vocals. And then anyway, yeah, I love it. Track number 3, "Chains of Love." This one's also pretty good. It sort of, I guess, in a way, reminds me of "Break These Chains" from Judas Priest. Not yeah, the song title, of course, but just the way the song is, for whatever reason, reminds me of that. But this one is almost a more sinister sounding version of "Break These Chains." Chains. Sorry, I said "Break These Chains." I mean "Break These Chains." But yeah, really good song. Another really good one. Track number 4. I can't remember if it was track 4, because there's this one song. It's either track 3 or track 4 that has this really interesting short little bass solo. Like the bass guitar has a little bit of a solo right before the actual regular electric guitar solo. That is so quick that it's really hard to pinpoint on which particular song it's on, because it's like such a short and fast thing that I I can't really register which particular song it's on. It goes by really fast. I think it's on track number 4. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, talking about track number 4. Track number 4 is "Share Yourself with Me." Another sort of a love song. I think. I don't know. I have to actually pay attention to the lyrics, but yeah, it's pretty good. Still pretty good. I wouldn't say it's as good as the first 3, but it's still, I do really, really like it. Track number 5 is the song "Fortune Teller." This one's okay. This is really where the album's kind of dropped off a bit, but it's not a bad song. "Fortune Teller's" it's a pretty good song. Track number 6. Okay, here's where the album kind of drops off. Track number 6 is "Child of Evermore." It's just generic sounding, especially for late 80s heavy metal. Track number 7, "Soldiers of the Flame." Same thing, very generic late 80s heavy metal. Again, with track number 8 is like that, and then track number 9 is the same thing. Yeah, this kind of suffers from the first half of the album being really good, and then the second half not so good. I mean, the songs aren't bad; they're just generic and sort of, yeah, just generic. That's how I can describe the second half, just generic. But the first half of this album is amazing. Tracks 1 to 4, and then I guess you can include 5 as well. So like tracks 1 to 5 are really good, but then tracks 6 to 9 are not that good. Just kind of boring, generic sounding. But the stuff that's good on this album is really good. I'm gonna give this album. I'm gonna give it a fair 5 out of 10. So halfway to 10. Because this is a half and half album. Again, the first half is actually really good. The second half not so much. But I do like this album. I do really enjoy it. It's a bit of a unique album considering that it has sort of almost an early power metal vibe to it in a way. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't know. It just has sort of a like old school power metal vibe, but I know not so much so that it like is what the album feels like as a whole. But like it has like it is definitely 80s heavy metal, but has sort of that sort of, I don't know, fantasy adventure vibe and that overall kind of vibe that power metal gives off. But yeah. And then also the artwork is actually pretty cool too. It almost like at first glance, like from back here, it kind of looks like Alcatraz a bit. Like it's just a tall structure on a desolate rocky island with like almost light beams coming out of there. So at first it kind of looks like Alcatraz a bit, but then when you really look at it, like the top of the building has like some kind of futuristic orb, pillar pieces, like almost like towers. Like it's just like I am really stumbling with my words. Like I was trying to say, like the top part, like the main structure kind of looks normal, whereas the top part, if you really look at it, kind of looks like a futuristic city up there with all the towers and stuff. And oh yeah, and then there's the back with the band members. And I'm pretty sure this is an original 1988 copy, considering how the disc is formatted. Where there's not only back in the day they actually put the track listing not only on the back but on the disc as well. But just by going off of copies I've seen, like actual like copies from back in the day, this is 100% identical. So this is most likely an actual copy from 1988. Also, there's no other copyright date on it. Plus, just everything seems Yeah, I guess this is an original copy. Interesting. But yeah, overall, a really good album for the first half, and a really just okay, meh, kind of album for the second half. Again, 5 out of 5. Oh no, 5 out of 10. Sorry, 5 out of 10. It's halfway there. I'm really interesting. I'm really interested to see the other albums, um, and sort of listen to how they sound. If they got any better or got any worse, I don't know. But from this album, I am interested. It has piqued my interest enough to see where they went after this and what they did before this one. So yeah, that's it for this review. Sorry it was a shorter one. Um, it's just, even though I've listened to this at least like what 3 times now, not in the same day, but I mean overall, I don't know. I just don't have that much to say, just because again I'm not very familiar with this particular band. But yeah, that's it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.